Hey everybody, Kennis here. Hope you're doing great. I have not been one of those guys that has been on the bandwagon of just pouncing on Gibson for every negative thing that they've done. But today they kind of crossed the line in my book with the way they handled this latest fiasco. Check it out. This video was released. This is from JB's World, and it was released on July 30th, 2019. It's just a few days old, basically. It's already got almost 300,000 views. By the time this posts, it's going to be definitely more than that. And I'm going to put the link in the description to this here. When I woke up this morning, I basically didn't even know what was going on. I had made this video yesterday where I took this SG, this Epiphone, and satirically showed you how to convert it into a Gibson. And just a funny video, and people kept on commenting in the comments saying, oh yeah, you need to run over a bulldozer with it, run a bulldozer over with it. That'll make it a real Gibson. And I was just kind of like, okay, I didn't really know what they were saying. And then I wake up this morning and I see a video from the Guitarologist, and he's talking about this situation. And then I see another video from a channel that I follow, the Trogly's Guitar Show, and on the Trogly's Guitar Show, he kind of goes into some of the whys and of how good the guitar is. And then on the Guitarologist show, he actually interviewed the guy that did this video. So I'm going to just do a little bit of the footage here to show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll talk about why they did this. I'm going to just kind of fast forward through this a little bit. So he's laying out the guitars here that are going to be destroyed. These are the, I've never even heard of this guitar before here, but this is the Gibson X. I guess a couple years ago they made it, and it worked with like Windows 8 kind of thing. And then the reason why I guess they're destroying these, you can see even on that knob there, it's got this like auto tuner thing. It's got a lot of electronics in the middle here. On Trogly's Guitar Show, he goes into a little bit more of the details of this, and I'll put the link down for that video down below. And basically, let me fast forward a little bit. They go in and take this bulldozer and just bulldoze these guitars. I guess just tread over these guitars, literally destroying them. This is kind of hard to watch, to be honest with you. And if you listen to the audio of it, you can hear them just crunching and thinking like, man, that guitar is worthless. It was worth something a second ago. Now it's worthless. On Trogly's Guitar Show, he showed that he counted 324 different guitars that were destroyed. Man, it just keeps on going. It's a 3-minute video of all these guitars just getting smashed by this thing. I'm gonna pause the video. Here's the thing. I understand in business, sometimes you have an asset that you have to write off. You have to get rid of, and it has to be gone on the books in order for you to not have that on your books. I understand that. My problem that Gibson has right already off the bat, they're in this PR nightmare. They just, they're suing Dean. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but it's obvious that they're in this position where PR wise, it's not a good position. They're not in a good place, and so they need to be watching anything that they're doing to see how is the guitar world going to respond to this. Couple things right off the bat that this tells me as a consumer, they're completely out of touch with the guitar world. And it's crazy. Maybe it's because the name has been so big, they haven't had to be in touch with the guitar world, but they're completely out of touch with the guitar world. Number one, they make a guitar that nobody wants to buy. Okay, so now I wouldn't buy it, but I would take one of these guitars. They make a guitar that nobody wants to buy. Number two, the guy BJ's World, he said in the Guitarologist video that like the guys were saying, I guess the Gibson guys were saying, hey, get your cameras out. We need to document this. So I understand that sometimes when you're writing off assets like this, you have to show that you are destroying it. I had a friend that worked at a guitar store one time, and sometimes there would be products they would get and they'd be damaged. I remember him telling me about guitar cases that he would get, and they would be damaged. A hinge would be broken, and the guitar case company would say, take it out back and destroy it and take pictures or a video of the guitar case being destroyed and then send it to us so that we know it was actually destroyed. In other words, they didn't want that inferior product being sold. And I think it was kind of the idea of it wasn't worth it for them to ship it back and get fixed or anything like that. They just said, just go and destroy it. So I understand that they need to document this in order to prove to, you know, whatever the bankruptcy lawyers or whatever, they need to prove that these are being destroyed. Here's the thing. This isn't the only way to write off show something as a loss. Okay. They could have taken these guitars. You can donate things to a nonprofit organization. And there are nonprofit organizations that specialize in getting instruments into the hands of kids. So number one, they're out of touch with the guitar world by making a guitar like this that nobody wants to buy. Number two, they're not even realizing how bad PR this looks. Number three, how good PR this could have been, okay? If you take this opportunity to say, all right, this may be a little bit of work on our end, but let's do this big thing. We're going to donate all these to this nonprofit organization that puts guitars in the hands of kids that can't afford guitars. That's a huge PR plus instead of it being a damaging thing like this. I mean, 300,000 views, and it's just going to go up and up and up and up. Other YouTubers like me making videos like this, it's in the guitar world. The fourth thing that this does is this shows me that Gibson, maybe I'm wrong on this, but Gibson doesn't value their product to begin with. Okay? If you're choosing to destroy a guitar just because it's easier and you don't want to deal with something else, you're literally saying this is kind of worthless to begin with. What that tells me is, you know what? All right, if it's worthless to you, then it's worthless to me. You know, it's like if I just took a guitar and even this kind of, you know, piece of junk guitar, if I just kind of took this and just destroyed it because, you know, for a tax reason, instead of going down to the Goodwill and donating this, like, yeah, I got to get in my car. I got to spend, you know, a little bit of gas to get to Goodwill, but I could donate a guitar that somebody else could use. For that matter, they could have given these guitars to Goodwill. I'm sure they would have taken them. Man, it just boggles my mind that they would do this. You know, when they first start this, I'm going to go back to this video here, and he's driving this here, and I'm going to turn up the audio. Oh, man, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's horrible. It's just the crunchiness of that. It's driving me nuts. Just thinking that was, you know, you see this guitar here just totally ripped apart. Man, you know, that's when I was a kid, I would have killed to have a guitar like this. Man, just, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like I said, I've not been one of those people that have been just dying to jump on Gibson's case over every little thing. This is one of those things that I think, why would you possibly do that? So Gibson, I have a little bit of advice for you. Okay, this is my 2 cents. Here's the thing. I've made 3 videos. I've made 3 videos on the Dean versus Gibson thing. When a YouTuber makes a video, it goes out on the interwebs and people comment about it. You know, and I'm not a big YouTube channel. You know, I've got a little less than 50,000 subscribers. I'm not trying to say I'm anything. So you don't even have to do this for me, but reach out to some YouTubers. The reason is because YouTubers are in this world where they're like all of these conversations and all of these frustrations, they come to the surface in the comment sections. So most YouTubers, they really have their pulse on like how the guitar world thinks and how something would react. I can think of, you know, a half a dozen YouTubers that you could contact and email and just say, hey, we wanted to reach out to you because you have your pulse on the guitar community, and we would like to kind of do some research on how people would respond to this. And I guarantee if you said, hey, we're going to destroy 300 plus guitars that are Gibson guitars, not Epiphones, not whatever, even though they're a failed guitar, what would you guys do with it? I guarantee nobody is going to say you need to take a bulldozer, an excavator, and just drive over them and completely destroy them. I guarantee that people would have said, send them out to a bunch of YouTubers, send them out to a bunch of kids, send them to another country where I have a missionary friend in Honduras that he's constantly saying, hey, if you ever come across like some like decent cheap guitars, you know, we want to teach some people how to play guitar. We'd love to have some guitars. This would have been a perfect example. And so reach out to people, reach out to some nonprofit organizations and say, hey, could we do like a big PR campaign where we're giving this to your company? I'm telling you, if they'd have done that, all of the ill will that has taken place over the last couple weeks with this Gibson versus, I guess, couple months with this Gibson versus Dean thing, that would have like, would have like sweetened the taste in a lot of people's mouths. And all that this did was it made a more bitter taste in the mouths of somebody like me, who I don't even have a side on the Dean Gibson thing. This just boggles my mind. So anyway, I didn't really intend for this to be a rant video, but I wanted to, I saw this and I thought I got to make a video about this, because this is just crazy that they would do this kind of thing where they're just going over these guitars. It just, when I hear this crackling, I think, how many kids would have loved to have this guitar? Man, like you could have taken this and you could have said, hey kids, once you get your guitar, make a cell phone video, you know, post it so we can, they could have made a whole PR campaign about how they're giving away hundreds of guitars to underprivileged kids. This is just sad. You know, when you see something that goes, that was a great guitar, and then boom, right there, no longer worth anything. Could have even taken the hardware off of everything. And man. This is just hard to even watch. Anyway, I'm going to stop it there. Kennis Russell out. Thanks for watching this rant video. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in another video.